Let's welcome Indiana Republican Senator Michael Braun. Senator, great to have you on the show. Senator, first responders are working. Hospital workers are hard at it. The grocery stores are working hard. The Senate is reopening. 20 states are fighting to reopen, maybe this week, maybe next. Why isn't the House of Representatives yet opening?
It's a good question because prior to leaving March 26th, most of us were on the protocol of what it was going to be like when we come back. So almost all staff was working remotely. There were maybe a few Capitol employees. So I don't really know what the good reason is other than each step along the way, Speaker Pelosi seems to want to throw a little drama into it. That occurred the 3 days trying to wrap up phase 3, if you remember. We had that mostly in the bag on Sunday evening. It ended up being late Wednesday when she tried to throw all that extraneous stuff in. So there is no real good reason. We've also had the benefit of watching what you need to do and what businesses have been practicing in terms of what you do when you're trying to get something done. So I don't know if we'll ever find out the real reason, but I think they're coming back a week later.
All right, so much work needs to be done to reopen. Safety standards that work to protect workers. Businesses are fighting to get a safe harbor from liability lawsuits to reopen their businesses. We've got Republican Steve Scalise says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi can get the House back to work via social distancing and other safety measures. And we also have House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy basically saying, you know, she can do it. She can reopen, but she won't do it. Pelosi, and they're also saying that Pelosi and her majority want to just sit back and wherever they're at and write bills in secret. Your reaction to that?
Well, obviously, I guess that's going to be their tactic, and I don't think it's going to work. At least in the Senate, we'll get back to the business of what we were doing mostly before CV came along. You got to remember, I came in as a freshman senator. The government was shut down. We quickly migrated into the impeachment saga, and now coronavirus. There were like 80 senators that weighed in on trying to reform health care. Whether we'll even get to that with everything that's interrupted, I don't know. But she could be back here. She knows a week's delay, she's going to have to do it anyway. To me, that costs the American people a week of when we could all be together to try to work towards some of the stuff we had on the docket before and anything we might need to do to, finish up on whatever the federal government's going to do additionally for coronavirus. And that will get down to the issue you talked about. Yeah. Almost every business owner I've talked to, they know what to do. They're going to pay attention to the rules. They are worried about frivolous lawsuits. From what I've heard, she doesn't want to hear anything about doing anything about that yet, needs to get back.
Okay, here's the thing. Now we have 30 million Americans out of work, 30 million. We're looking at a potential 20% jobless rate. And so Americans are struggling. They're fighting for their lives. And then they see the House not working. We cannot go back to where we were in January, where everything was cushy and, thinking that, the coronavirus may not be coming to us. The Democrats are acting like they had the foresight to know that it was heading here and that the president should have done more. Those days of backbiting and ankle biting are over. The country has changed. Everyone, has moved on from that, and they're trying to move forward, but the House isn't moving forward. Your final word.
So I did 2 floor speeches before we left on this very moment in front of us. Obviously, each governor in each state is going to control that dynamic. But if we do this right, we can take this to where businesses know the new rules of the new normal. Need to have a try, because I really don't think we can keep trying to replace through the federal government. It's a poor substitute, the real economy, that many Democrats seem like they're not that interested in talking about how to do a smart restart. Need to get back to D.C. We need to focus on that, see what we can do to engender it, but mostly let this strong economy that we had before resurge and do it smartly.
Well, the Democrats are acting like the House of Representatives is not an essential business. Kevin McCarthy is saying we need to get back to work. Senator, you're terrific. Come back soon.
Thank you.